Hi, welcome back to my channel, TLCKP. Apologies, it's been a while. So I got discharged from Addenbrookes on the 9th of May, and today is now the 12th or 13th of June. It's been a funny month, really, since I've actually been discharged. Just trying to get back used to everything again, and trying to get used to being at home and doing my medications and things like this. So 6 days after I was discharged from Addenbrookes, I had to go back to my local hospital because my NJ actually blocked completely. One of the medications I'm on, lansoprazole, sorry, it's really pulling my nose. It blocked it completely. It really does that because it's like it's dispersible, but it has like little balls, if you like, tiny little balls in the thing. And because this is such a small tube, it just blocks it really easily. So yeah, and it was an old one, so I had to go back to A&E at my local hospital, and ended up having to stay in overnight, and didn't get any TPN, obviously weren't getting my medications and things like this, so they had to put in a subcut line just in the top of my arm, and I had to yeah, and I was on some IV medication as well, and I was on IV fluids because I wasn't on my TPN. I will put in a picture here of what it looks like, what the subcut line looked like, but that's how I was getting the oxycodone, and apart from that I was just having the paracetamol through the through IV, and some anti-sickness too, some ondansetron, and that was it. It was not great whatsoever, and the hospital weren't great about giving me the medications anyway, and they were really funny with it all. Anyway, long story short, I only had to luckily be in overnight, and then the nutrition nurse that I see regularly at my local hospital, she was really lovely, and she came and saw me, and she was the one that actually advised me that I had to go to A&E for them to try and unblock it, but they couldn't. Well, they didn't even try, they just decided to replace it because it was on this side of my face, and now it's on this side. So I asked her if I could just not get another NJ, if I could get the PEG J, or a PEG tube and a jejunal tube, and she wants to leave it at Addenbrookes, always the way, and she has emailed Addenbrookes and told them about it, and she has asked if they could yeah, so she emailed Addenbrookes, and she was actually working there the following day, and she asked them if they could get on and put the PEG J tube in, because they don't do that at my local hospital. They only do PEG tubes and jejunal tubes. So yeah, so they said they told her that they would discuss it at my first clinic appointment, which is only a couple of weeks away, so fingers crossed we get somewhere with that one. Not much has changed in that department. I'm still feeling really sick in the evenings. It's actually just after 8 o'clock now. I need to go on my TPN in a minute. But yeah, I'm still getting really bloated, very uncomfortable, and I'm still being sick most evenings. Still very acidy and things like this, so nothing's really changed in that department. It is really lovely to be home and just getting back into the swing of things again, just getting used to being back at home. Yeah, so I've actually decided to create some products to actually help me out. They're not quite ready yet, but when they are, I am going to be setting up an Etsy shop. So I will come on and show them on here. I just need to cut and laminate and all that stuff, and yeah, but I've got some ideas for quite a few bits that will hopefully come in handy for people. But yeah, no, apart from that, so I had another echo scan on my heart done about just over 2 weeks ago now, and the fluid around my heart has actually reduced, which is really good. So it was just under 2 centimeters, I believe. It was 1.6 centimeters, I think, and now it's about 0.6, 0.5 centimeters, which is really good. So it's still there. So it must have been caused by the pneumonia that I had back in December and January. But yeah, but apart from that, I'm been suffering with my feet and feeling really lightheaded, especially in the evenings. My feet are like, I'll again try and insert a picture. Basically, like purple and like mottled effect, like dotty. I don't know which way to describe it, and they're quite swollen too. But yeah, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. I've booked a doctor's appointment for Friday of this week, so it's only in like 3 days' time, just to see if I can be referred for some POTS testing, because I know a lot of people with Ehlers-Danlos and GASTROPARESIS also have POTS too, so we'll see. But I will update in regards to what happens in regards to that and see whether or not they actually do it. But yeah, I'm now having to check my blood sugar every day, so I have to do that at home. I'm still on blood thinners, so again, I just inject one in my stomach every day. But yeah, oh, my line. Oh, so last week I was due to have the stitches out of my line. So this is the insertion line here, and you can just see the line just here. So it looks okay. You can't really see it much because my local put this bio patch in just to try and help prevent against infection, because I had to go up there. The nurses that come round to my house, who actually signed me and my husband off on the connection and disconnection for DPN, so we now do that ourselves. They still come around to do the dressing changes, and they came last Wednesday to try and do it, and to do the dressing change and to remove the stitches, and unfortunately they wouldn't come out whatsoever. She really did try, but I just bled, because I'm obviously on blood thinners. She didn't want to cause any noticeable large amounts of bleeding. So she asked me to contact the vascular department at my local hospital and see whether or not they would be happy to remove the stitches. And so I contacted them, having had 3 of my PICC lines there. Obviously I had 4 in total. 3 of them were done at my local hospital, and so they knew me, and luckily the lady that I spoke to on the phone was actually the woman in charge, which was really good, and thankfully she'd just come back from annual leave, so it was really good timing. And she was happy to see me the following day, so last Thursday. And yeah, so she took her quite a while, took her well over an hour, and my husband had to offer some advice, just from like just giving some advice from a different angle, I suppose. But she had to give me some local anaesthetic as well, so she had to inject some anaesthetic. Didn't really do too much, took the edge off, I suppose. Still very painful, because the stitches were actually right inside my wound, the exit site, so it was really painful. So eventually she got it out, and yeah, so after just over an hour, thankfully the cuffs were in place because she was tugging and everything, and it didn't move whatsoever. And there wasn't actually that much bleeding because I hadn't taken my blood thinner on the Wednesday night after she'd asked me. But yeah, so not too bad. I don't think there's much else to catch you up on. But yeah, no. Thankfully I'm used to being home now. I'm still trying to get used to, I suppose, not just like when something's wrong. Obviously, I've got to call people or do something, rather than just asking a nurse or a doctor for help and explaining the problem and then doing something about it, or not, it's mostly the case. But yeah, no, so it's not, it's just getting used to being home again. And although I've been home over a month now, it's still gets some used to. But I've actually decided to do an online college course as well, so I'm in the process of trying to get that all set up and get started for September, so that should be really good. I just want to get some qualifications in certain areas and help myself, especially with if I'm going to be setting up an Etsy shop and things like this. So I just want to set myself up for success, I suppose. But yeah, so actually when my son Kai does his GCSEs next summer, that's when my course will finish, the level 2 version anyway. There is a level 3 and 4 after that, and then there's another like a different version after that you can do as well. But that's like a master's degree level. It's like GCSE A-level degree and then master's degree levels. So, but we'll see. I keep having to remind myself that I've got to be aware of my situation and the fact that I can't just do everything. Hard to get my head around that part though. But yeah. Anyway, I will be back with another video soon if I remember to film them and upload them. But yeah, so I'll get this up as soon as possible. But in the meantime, I will speak to you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye.